and I get colors that I want to work with, and then go from there. And then after I'm finished, I'll kind of, just look at it and see,
Just gotta sit with it for a
yeah,
little while.
just see kind of, what comes to mind as far as the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of, where I start is just with color, and what colors haven't I worked with yet? What combinations of colors haven't I worked with? And so you'll see a lot of the paintings have sort of a light and a dark element to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to kind of bounce the colors off each other. And with the lines, the one thing that I've, at least almost like a compulsion with myself, is that if you took this white line out, the painting would look completely different.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, the simplicity of the paintings, but
it's really complex. Like you say, that white line makes that difference.
If you took
Pete, what's good, bro? Yeah, looking at these memes people be sending me. I got that charity donation too, bro. Sure appreciate it. So I did my art buddy did text me back, bro. You know what I found out? So I use gambling paints. The gambling paints. I've been using these for a long time. I've been using gambling oils for a long time. Bruh, tell me why I ain't never think to use gambling mineral spirits. I use everything else except their fucking thinner. I looked this up. A gallon of this on Amazon was $75. A gallon of the gambling, $20 cheaper. $20 cheaper, and gambling is a better product. So I was able to I got a gallon of this and I ordered some orange paint too, because I'm out of orange paint. Or well, one of my cadmium orange, or I think that's what I ordered. But yeah, I asked my buddy, he was like, yo, what do you use? He was like, I use mineral spirits. And I'm like, duh, what brand what brand spirits do you use? He was like, gambling. And I'm like, well, why the fuck I ain't never think of that? Anyway, they said that should be here by Monday, I think. I gotta get you send me your address, Puff. I gotta send you some gifts or something, bro. I'm always on this shit. Matt Wolf. Matt Wolf, Future Tools. Yeah. Matter of fact, watch if I click, if I go back. That's my AI. I mean, that's my YouTube feed right there. Yo, Matt Wolf comes at the top, and he just posted that 2 hours ago. I've only been to his website once. I have checked it out for Future Tools. He's good, man. I like him, bro. I like him a lot, man. He be on point, and he'll tell you like he's more on the creative user side of it. He's not. He is pretty techie, but he's not a programmer or a coder or nothing. So he'll let you know like, I don't know about this part. I don't know this aspect of it, but he does use all these tools himself. He does a lot of research and reading on the tools and stuff. So he's the one who told me about Suno, the music genre. He told me about Perplexity. You told me about Copilot. But yeah, ever since Chat GPT came out almost 2 years ago, I've been subscribed to Matt, yo. He makes really good content, and he's starting to do live streams too. Automation tools. What do you think about what do you think about Strawberry? But only for the iPhone operating system. Or you already know Apple's gonna fucking get all the exclusive contracts first. Here, put it on our OS first before you release it to anybody else. I wanna I'm gonna send you some prints, bro. Until you ready for another piece. Well, the strawberry shit, bro. They're talking about reasoning. Talking about it can reason, mathematical reasoning. This shit is. Let me find out. Oh, I ain't got no more weed up here. Do I? I don't. Oh, there's a little bit of smoke in here. I gotta tap it out, like the crumbs at the bottom of a potato chip bag. You gotta tap it out. I feel you, bro. You gotta have food prepared, man. You gotta eat. You gotta have some sustenance to maintain your superhuman abilities. Go do your thing, bro. I sure appreciate you popping in and holler at me. I sure appreciate the gift you gave me, dog. I wish there was other words I can use, but hey, man, you know you my day one, bro. Brother from a different mother. I love you like no other. And that's real. I done said it over 1,000 times. I said it over 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. If nobody don't fuck with me, if P gonna fuck with me, so I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about shit. If nobody else don't fuck with me. And I know that for a fact. That's a hard fact. That's a hard fact, bro. And I am thankful for that. I'm very thankful for you, bro. If nobody don't fuck with me, P got my
I'll start working on my thesis.
Grammarly will ensure you feel confident nailing your final thesis by
Okay, so this is super cool. I figured out a way to use the new Flux AI image generation model and actually train myself into the model so that I can get pictures like this of me and Deadpool walking away from an explosion. You know, ignore the fact that it makes me look like I'm 6'8" tall. It's got the face pretty dialed in. I also managed to make this, where it got both my face and text all in the same image. I mean, it missed the word "to" and subscribed to Matt Wolf, but the vibe is there. Here's another one where I'm holding up a sign that says subscribe and it looks pretty solid. Or here's me as Superman above a city, and another me as Superman above a city, and another option for me as Superman above a city. Here's another one that I made of me in outer space as an astronaut, and here's me as whatever this was. I don't remember what I was thinking. I made it really late at night. And then here's another of me in like some sort of workshop with a light bulb. I was going with some really weird prompts. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, in my opinion, Flux is one of the best models at generating realism that exists right now. It's pretty on par with what we get out of Midjourney. In fact, I made an entire video here called Easy Guide to Ultra Realistic AI Images with Flux. And if you want to learn how to make super realistic images with Flux, you should definitely check that out. In that video, I used a tool called Fowl.ai. They have a model called Flux Realism LoRa, where you can enter a prompt and it tries to give you as realistic of an image as possible. Again, check out that other video. I break down the whole process. In this video, I want to show you how to get yourself into the images. Now, back about a year ago, I made this video called Inject Yourself into the AI and make any image with your face, 100% free method. Back when I made that video, the model we were training into was Stable Diffusion 1.4. Since then, we've gotten Stable Diffusion 2, we've gotten Stable Diffusion XL, we've gotten Stable Diffusion 3, and now we've gotten Flux. So quite a bit of time has passed.
And I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's really fake. Texture mapping is bad. They kind of look like plastic. Nobody is looking at them, by the way, from the ground. And the cast shadows are falling the wrong direction. No cast shadow from the glass object above there. No cast shadow from the ledge. Things just look really cut and pasted. So in this new world of prompting where everyone is just going to composite things, just be careful. Be careful. When my friend sent this to me, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Look at all those people getting up on top of each other's shoulders. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's completely fake. Texture mapping is bad. They kind of like plastic. Nobody is looking at them, by the way.
But the models have gotten a lot better. So now we should be able to train our faces into the newer, better, more performant models. Also, back when I made that video, the process to do that took a good 2+ hours. You had to train it on Dream Boost inside of a Google Colab. You had to keep the browser open and kind of scroll the website every once in a while to make sure the website didn't time out. If you walked away from your computer while it was happening and it completed the process, it might still time out after completing the process, and the weights that you created would disappear. It was kind of a mess. I mean, it worked. A lot of people managed to generate AI characters of themselves based on that video, but the process has gotten so much better, so much easier, and so much dang faster. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Now, when I made this image here, and then eventually turned it into a video, I actually didn't use the method that I'm going to teach. If you want to see the method that I used here, I actually broke down that workflow in this tweet here. I use that same file.ai site that I used to create the ultra realistic images. They have this option to train a Flux LoRa here, and it costs pretty much $5 exactly to train the model. It's a half a cent per step, but the recommended amount of steps to train is 1,000 steps, so it comes out to pretty much $5 exactly to train on this website. There's also a Google Colab available where you can run all the steps in the Google Colab to train your own model. When I actually went through this specific process, I ran it on an A100 GPU up here, which does require a pro plan at $10 a month in order to do, and it took about 2 hours to train the model using this Google Colab. Both options work. The Google Colab works great using file.ai, also works.
I was in your house, yes. Dog ran on the couch, start watching TV. So you come in, and my dogs attack you. Your dog's not attacking me, he's soft as butter. I've already been in there with the dogs. You've been in my house? I was in your house, yes. Dog ran on the couch, start watching TV. What's a brat girl summer?
Oh my god, I'm a brat girl summer.
Yo, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on the corner there at the barbershop on Bankhead. Yo, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on the corner there at the barbershop on Bankhead. Yo, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on the corner there at the barbershop on Bankhead. Yo, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on the corner there at the barbershop on Bankhead. Yo, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on the corner there at the barbershop.
That nigga crazy.
When my friend sent this to me, I was like, yo, that's
Boozy, what a doozy. My bag, man. I got stuck on them reels, man. You know how I be doing. Every time I try to start Instagram, like I go into Instagram and then there's messages there, and I'm like, let me just start the live. But then a lot of people contact me through social media for art projects or commissions and everything. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or anything like that. If I go onto my social media platforms and there's a message, I feel like I immediately need to answer or like look at the message because it could be a potential job or some work for me. But then, like, I check my messages. Some of them are memes. What's good, bro? And then I look at a meme or two that a buddy sent me, and next thing I know, 45 minutes is going by. 45 fucking minutes. And it's like, how? How does that even happen? The algorithms are so dialed in and so, like, juicy and enticing. It is just, we get this visual hit of dopamine, and it's like, that's funny, or that's cute, or that's pretty, or whoa, that was crazy, or that was gruesome. And it's just like, what else do you have for me? What else do you have for me? What else do you have for me? And it's just like constant hit of dopamine. And I don't know, I really try to limit myself to the fucking scrolling, and it's just like, snap out of it, motherfucker. The real world, bitch. You're sitting in a room right now. You're not in this fucking device. Come back, motherfucker. Wake up. But it'll get you. It gets me every time. I'll just like, let me just check this, and then at least 5 minutes. It just snatches that fucking time from you. And it's like, how? So I understand people who don't have social media. I get it. I get that. Like I said, it's to the point where I saw the one young girl, she pulled out a damn flip phone. And then a motherfucker had to question her. Girl, why you got a flip phone? And she was like, cuz them smartphones are too fucking distracting. I'm in school and I can't get none of my fucking work done because I'm always on this goddamn phone. So she was like, I traded my smartphone in for a flip phone. My shit don't go online. I just make calls off of it and text people. So she gives me hope for the future.
Cost $5. I was able to generate images like this using that method. But in this video, I'm going to show you a way that you can do it for free. Now, it's not normally free, but I'm going to hook you up in this video, so stick around to the end, and I'll make sure that you understand how to actually do this process with no out-of-pocket cost to you. So in order to train our Flux LoRa model with our own face into it, we're going to use the site replicate.com. Now, this isn't a free-to-use site. You're basically renting GPUs from them to run the processing. And if you're going to use an NVIDIA A100, which is what we'll use to train this LoRa, it costs about 1/10 of a penny per second, or roughly $5 an hour. However, I'm going to hook you up with a coupon code that should mitigate any cost of actually training this LoRa. So when you're on replicate.com, make sure you create your own account. And once you have an account created, head on over to the Explore page and search out Luca Taco. L-U-C-A-T-A-C-O. You can pretty much click on any of the models that show up. I'm just trying to get to their username. I'm going to go ahead and click on their username here, Luca Taco. And then scroll down until you find this Luca Taco /AI toolkit. You can see this is the AI toolkit for Flux LoRa training. This is what we want to use to train our LoRa this time around. As of recording this video, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 down the page here. So I'll go ahead and click into this, and we get a screen that looks like what you see right now. I'm going to click on the tab up at the top that says Train, and this is where we're going to actually set everything up for the training. And it's real quick, real easy. You don't really need to change a lot of the name of the model that you're going to create. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and just call it Mr. eFlow-LoRa, and then it asks for an images file. Now, this needs to be a zip file of the images that you want to train it on. And you can see here the instructions say file names must be their captions. So, for example, a photo of TOK. Now, where it says TOK, this is going to be your trigger word that you're going to use to invoke your likeness into the image. So here's a bunch of headshots that I have on my computer, and you can see I renamed them all a photo of Mr. eFlow with little underscores in between each word, and then each one is just numbered after that. Since all of these are named as a photo of Mr. eFlow, it's going to give the model that extra context that when we type Mr. eFlow, it brings in an image with my face on it. Now, I have 20 different images here. I think the minimum is about 12. Yeah, so minimum 12 images required. I have 20, so I'm just going to go ahead and use all 20. Once you have all 20 of your images, go ahead and zip them up. I already created a zip file here, but this zip file you can see just contains the 20 images that are right here. So I will take my zip file, drop it into where it asked for our images file. Under T model name here, we're just going to leave that blank. We'll let it use the default. Now we need a Hugging Face token. So head on over to huggingface.co, create a free account if you haven't already, go up to your profile, click on settings, over on the left, click on access tokens, up at the top, go ahead and create a new token. I'm going to set up one of these fine-grained tokens, and these are the permissions I'm going to give it. I'm probably giving it more permissions than it actually needs, but to be honest, I'm not 100% sure what permissions it needs, so let's just go ahead and give it that. I can't imagine it needs billing or discussion permission. So I'll go ahead and name this Mr. eFlow, Laura, replicate. And we'll go ahead and create the token, copy our access token here, jump back over to our replicate page, and then paste in our Hugging Face token right here. Now, under number of steps, we want 1,000 steps. For learning rate, we'll go ahead and leave that as the default. Batch size, default. Resolution, default. LoRa linear. We're going to just leave all of this to the default. Now, when we get down to the repo ID, you can't have it automatically upload the LoRa to Hugging Face, so you can access it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see the formatting should be your Hugging Face username, followed by whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to call it Matt Wolf / Mr. eFlow LoRa. Now, once you've entered a repo ID here, you're going to want to go ahead and create that repo over on Hugging Face. So if I jump back to my Hugging Face account here and I come and hover over my profile pic, I can select new model, and then under model name, we're going to use this same name here, everything after the Matt Wolf / here, this Mr. eFlow LoRa. Go ahead and paste that into the model name here. I'm going to set this as a private model, and then we'll go ahead and create the model. And then we can go ahead and click create training, and we can see it's going to start running the training now. Last time I did this training process, it took about 24 minutes. And if you remember, it costs about 1/10 of a penny per second. So let's just say 25 minutes times 60 seconds times 0.0014. It's going to cost about $2.10 to train this LoRa. All right, so the model has completed training here. You can see that it took 26 minutes to train. We do the math on that real quick. That would come out to about $2.18 to do this training run. So now we've got our LoRa created. If we jump over to our Hugging Face model that we made earlier, go ahead and refresh this. Now if we click on files and versions, you can actually see that it dumped the files, the LoRa files that it created, into this Hugging Face model for us here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this repo ID here. We're going to need it in a second when it comes time to actually generate the images. So now it's time to actually run the model and generate some images with our likeness, see how well it did. So once again, I'm going to go to Luca Taco's account here, click back into his profile, and at the time of this recording, the very top left option here says Flux Dev LoRa, and if we click into this one, we can actually prompt with the LoRa we just created. So we'll come back to our text prompt up here in a second. Let's set an aspect ratio of 16:9. You could use whatever you want here. You can set your outputs anywhere from 1 to 4. Let's just generate one to start. Inference steps, we'll leave it at the default 28. Guidance scale, we'll leave this as the default as well, just to see how it does. You can choose how you want your image to be outputted as a WebP, a JPEG, or a PNG. Let's go ahead and do JPEG. And then down here under HF LoRa, this is your Hugging Face repo that we just copied earlier. So we'll just go ahead and delete that, and we'll paste in the proper repo here. In my case, it's Matt Wolf / Mr. eFlow LoRa. And then for the LoRa Laura scale number here. I'm going to bring this up to 1. And now we can jump all the way to the top and pick a prompt here. I'm just going to start with something really, really simple. Let's do Mr. eFlow. That's my trigger word that I created earlier. As a wizard in colorful robes looking straight into the camera. Let's just go ahead and start with a very simple prompt, and let's see if it actually figured out what I look like. We'll click run here, and I actually got this error here. I was going to edit this out, but I figured I would leave this in just to show you what I did wrong, just in case you run into this error as well. When I created my model over here on Hugging Face, I set the model as a private model. So if I go over here to settings, you can see the model visibility is private, which is causing issues with Replicate actually being able to see the model. So if I go ahead and click make public, now this model is public for anyone to use. I can see it confirmed here, the model is currently public. Now, theoretically, if I try to run this one more time, I shouldn't get the same error. This time we can see that it is actually properly running through. And there it is. There's what it generated. That's apparently what I look like with Mr. eFlow as a wizard in colorful robes looking straight into the camera. Now I'm going to test a few more prompts here in a second, but I also want to fulfill on my promise to show you how you can do this for free right now. So Lewis C here, aka Luca Taco, who actually put this stuff up on Replicate for you to use, I actually was talking to him behind the scenes in some Twitter messages and told him I was about to make a video showing how to train yourself into LoRa's. Replicate did not sponsor this video. There was no deals made or anything like that. I just told him, hey, I'm going to make this video showing how to do this with Replicate. And he said, if you do, here's a $10 coupon code that people who watch your video can use to get $10 in credits to Replicate. So again, if we're doing the math, it costs about $2.10, $2.20 to actually train the LoRa.
For a little savings, Specialist Miller buys in bulk. For a lot of savings, she bundles her home and auto insurance with USAA. Putting more money back in her pocket? That's what we're made for. Call for a...
And then once you're actually using the model, we can see down here at the bottom, the model costs approximately 9 cents to run on Replicate. So every time you generate an image using your custom model on Replicate, it costs about 9 cents. But Lewis is hooking you up with a $10 off credit. So let's say you got $10. Let's say you spend $2.25 on actually training the model. You now have $7.75 divided by 9 cents per generation. You should be able to generate about 86 images of yourself in whatever scenario you can imagine with those free credits. Now, in order to get those free credits, I put a link to Replicate in the description. It's not an affiliate link. I don't get a commission. I didn't make a penny off of talking about this, but there is a special link to use Replicate in the description. When you click that link, you should see a page that looks like this. Welcome to Replicate. You've been given $10 in credit to run and fine-tune models. Accept the credit. It'll put $10 in your account. You're good to go. You don't even need to put in credit card information. You can start testing and playing with the model right away. So thank you so much to Replicate and to Luca Taco here for hooking everybody up. So now that you know how you can use it for free, let's go generate some more stuff and see what kind of cool, crazy creations we can get out of this. So one thing I really like to do, and this is just sort of a bonus tip, is I like to use Claude to help me sort of optimize the prompts and make cooler prompts that are going to get cooler outputs. A really easy way to do this is to use Claude's new projects feature. If I come to Claude, go to projects on the left, create a new project, and let's just call it Flux. Whatever you want, but that's just a very literal name for what I'm going to be using it for. We can create the project, and the only reason I'm creating this project is I want to set custom instructions for whenever I use this project. And then every time I use this project in the future, it's going to use the same exact custom instructions. It's going to know what to do. All right, so I went ahead and I wrote up a set of custom instructions here. I'll just read it real quick. You are an AI image prompt optimizer. Your role is to take the prompts that I give you and optimize them so that the image generated is higher contrast, has more brilliant colors, and has beautiful aesthetics. The subject of the prompt will always be Mr. eFlow. This is the trigger word to use my face within the image. The prompt should always mention what camera angle should be generated. We want the subject, Mr. eFlow, to always be the main focus of the image and his face to be seen in the image. And then I went on to add, whenever an image prompt is submitted, respond with 3 optimized prompts. It's another version of the same idea. Don't give any extra context, just reply with the optimized prompts. A lot of times Claude will reply with, okay, here is the optimized prompts for you.
Hey everyone, my name is Lance, and I'm going to show you how to make this Grabber project from the Steam Handbook. This book was created in collaboration with Galileo Learning, whose mission is to inspire the next generation of innovators. So we've included 18 hands-on learning projects that support design thinking and having a growth mindset. So let's get started. The first step is to overlap